Welcome to the best fucking podcast in the world. I'm JD. Unfortunately, Lloyd can't be with us today. He's at home with his little one. But we've got two guests on today. So we've got
Josh from Open Air.
And Scott from the Path Less Traveled.
So what's going on, guys?
We're playing a show with Pigeon Park and Diemonds at the Gateway on December 13th.
Nice.
Pigeon Park just finished up a big tour with Offspring last year. I think they played, what casino was that? No, not Century.
Deerfoot Inn?
Deerfoot Inn Casino,
Yeah.
I think. That's where Offspring was. And then Diemonds is from Toronto, I think, and they're a bit heavier female-fronted band, and they're doing well. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, looking forward to it. We haven't played in the city since about July. This will be the first time in about 6 months our band's hit the stage now.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, because your last one that I think I saw was you were opening for the Headstones.
Oh, yeah, that was November last year. Yeah, no, unfortunately our bassist parted ways with us, so we've been kind of on hiatus the last few months trying to figure our stuff out. But the last one we played a show at the Blind Beggar in July for Stampede. Yeah. And that's the last time we played in town.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it'll be good for people to come out and see, obviously.
Yeah, looking forward to it because we've never actually played a legitimate show with the Path Less Traveled.
just that landmark events incident, which is where we all met, I think. And
Yeah.
So.
That was actually. Here we are still.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how, I guess that's maybe the good that came out of that. But
there's a silver lining with everything, I think. There was a lot of networking that night more than anything. So like first time I saw you guys play was at Studio 37. I think it was Road to Indie Week or some sort of contest with Sin Agency. It was like Dead Pretty and you guys and one other. And
Implicate Order, I think, would have been on that bill.
Okay. Yeah. So we just kind of walked in Studio 37. We were trying to get shows. Like we hadn't played anywhere. And we were like, this bar is awesome and we want to play here. And you guys played and we're like, man, like Calgary has some cool bands. And we were like stoked on it. And then we also like the guys in Dead Pretty. So I'm from Black Phoenix Orchestra as well. Like that kind of two bands, but one and not the same, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it was a good night. And then saw you guys and then played again at Landmark and it's been good ever since. I've seen you guys a few times. You guys put on a wicked show. It's fun. We played last night.
It was a good show last night. It was
it is what it is, I guess.
It was a big bill though. There was a lot of people on that bill.
I don't know if it's better to have in my opinion it's better to have 3 strong acts than 5,
especially when you can secure local acts.
Touring acts. It's kind of hard. Like you want to be accommodating to touring acts because every band really wants to be a touring act at the same time.
Yeah, and touring, man, you can go from playing the best venues, packed bars, to literally playing a Pancake Shack like overnight.
Well, you had a short tour this year, did you not?
It was our longest one actually. We went on a 5-week tour. We did from Vancouver all the way to Montreal actually. Furthest east we've ever been. But we were off work for about 5 weeks. Toured across the entire country. It was probably one of the coolest things I've ever done with my life.
Was that kind of like what you're saying, hit and miss, where you'd play like his great venue and then the next night, depending on the city, you'd be playing?
Yeah, because when we started, we did the West Coast, and sometimes it's hard when you try and navigate through the mountains because you play places like Revelstoke, which is a little more touristy, and you hit certain venues on weekdays and there's going to be nobody there, which is fair, but I mean, you get your gas money, sometimes accommodation, which a lot of the times you do get in the West Coast venues. And then we played Vancouver, which was a lot of fun. That was packed, but Vancouver's music scene's a little different because they kind of do the DJ thing after the bands are done.
Yeah, they do what Marquee does, but every venue does it.
Almost every venue, yeah. The only one that doesn't is the Roxy, but they have their house band that plays 4 one-hour sets, and then they put you on before that.
Oh, okay.
But
so you're the warm-up act,
Yeah, but it's good though because that cover band has a huge following. They're called Troy's R Us, and like the Roxy is always packed. Yeah, it's sweet. A lot of fun. But then once you start to go out east in some places we've never been before, like we had never played Winnipeg, we had never played London, and all that stuff, and you definitely run into your fun venues on weekdays, but you got to do it. Especially when they only put you on by yourself, because we've played a few shows by ourselves.
Really?
Where there's no opener or nothing, just
us. Wow. Yeah, it was it was probably the second tour we ever did. We played Saskatoon, and we played a bar that required all touring acts that play on weeknights to play 3 one-hour sets by themselves. And that was.
Did you guys get paid for it, or?
Yeah, we got paid for it, and it's nice too. The place is called Buds on Broadway. They own the apartment building above the bar. So you do get paid. You get free food, free liquor, and a free stay. And they've got secured parking in the back. Like, they actually gate up. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's really nice, especially when you got like a trailer.
Yeah.
So a show like that would just kind of help you get gas money and then make it to the bigger show with a better market or whatever.
That's pretty much like all we were doing, because we roped in Canadian Music Week while we were on tour as well.
Right. And you get guaranteed $100 a show for that or something like that? Or is that
Indie Week? Canadian and Indie Week, you don't get paid out.
Paid at all? Oh, okay.
No, the only time we got paid for Indie Week was when we won Road to Indie Week.
Oh, okay.
And we won $1,000 to help for travel expense.
So it's like
other than that,
one person's flight basically.
Yeah, in my opinion, for bands being at this level, Indie Week is the way to go.
Yeah,
because the shows are more, put towards local bands. The venues are a lot more packed, whereas Canadian Music Week is more kind of sectioned towards bigger bands, bigger venues. It's cool. The atmosphere is insane. You can meet so many people. Like, we spent most of the time hanging out with the Lazies, actually.
Yeah, those are cool guys.
Yeah, they're awesome dudes.
Yeah.
And we met the guys and the singer, I forget his name, and the drummer from the Standstills too. We got to hang out with those guys too. But you have like Death from Above, Eagles of Death Metal, all those guys just kind of strutting around bars. It's just cool to experience. Yeah. But as far as shows goes, Indie Week's way.
Do you think that's bigger out east than it is here, just because of the population, or just because they appreciate art more?
I'm gonna go both. Way more populated. The music scene's way different there. Like, here, we have a great music scene in the city. I enjoy it very much, especially seeing the country, seeing the difference between them.
Yeah.
But sometimes I find it hard on certain nights to get people to stay out a little bit later.
Oh, definitely.
Past midnight. But
huge.
You go to Toronto, during those festivals, they change last call to 4 a.m. And a lot of the time, you don't see people actually roll into the bar until like 11:30, midnight. Yeah. Because there's a few times we played at a place called the Underground Garage, which is actually kitty corner to the Jays Stadium.
Okay.
And
so you just get a flood after a game.
Yeah, every time a game's done, like, nobody knows who's playing, but you see people lined up around the block to get in. Yeah. We were playing at 2 a.m, and at 1 o'clock in the morning, it was to capacity. Wow. They almost didn't even let us back in.
Seriously?
Yeah, they're like, it's past fire code. We're like, we get it, but we're playing. You need to let us on.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's like unheard of in Calgary.
Yeah, it's fun though. Like, it is something to experience as a local band.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. I mean, it's good to hear that it's healthy. I mean, when I used to live in Vancouver, it was kind of the same thing. We used to roll out at about 11 o'clock at night and then start then. But I mean, here I find completely different. I find it's closed up, other than, clubbing per se. It's,
I'm kind of curious if it's because the venues are in like abstract areas. Like, not that McLeod's super abstract or that far from downtown, but like, other than Night Owl and maybe Dickens on 9th, like pretty much every other venue, you've got to kind of take a cab or go somewhere. You can't really just take the train downtown and then walk anywhere, kind of thing. So
it's totally interesting, because I mean, even when Radio Park was still open, they would put on bands and we played there sometimes, but it's just so hard to get to. Yeah. Because if you're going south of the city, you literally have to turn back around and go back in.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It was tricky, and kind of like that for Distortion, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they're in the same boat. Like, they're on McLeod, and there's the Beggar, and Marquee obviously is like a kind of a higher end venue that books in like, signed artists and that kind of thing. So I think they're kind of exempt. But even like Studio 37, they were kind of like really out of the way. They were like right by a Walmart and a Dollarama in the middle of nowhere kind of thing. And then
it was an awesome bar though.
I love that bar. Like, it was great, and I wish they could have been in a better location, because I'm pretty sure if they'd had a better location, they would have stayed open. But
yeah, they would have done a lot better.
That's the one on Heritage you're speaking of?
No, that's Studio 82.
Oh, Studio 82. It was the same ownership. They're both gone now though, I think. 82 got bought by Trap and Gill, and then the Beggar moved in. Oh no, Distortion moved in where Trap and Gill was, but then I think then Trap and Gill went out, and now there's a new bar of some kind. I don't really know what it is.
Yeah, it's gonna interrupt all day.
Yeah, it's interesting. What I find with the Marquee though, and especially I learned that the most with the Headstone show.
Yeah,
is I don't understand why they do the DJ thing after the rock band, because I mean, you invite this whole demographic of people to your bar to see a show, to see certain bands, and then as soon as that show is done, you swap to a DJ, which applies to a completely different demographic of people. Then again, like the Headstone show we played, it was packed. You couldn't move. It was full. Like,
did they kick everyone out, or they let people stay in?
You can stay in. Like, we stayed in for a little while, but as soon as it was done, Headstones were done. They went out backstage. We loaded our gear. They had to get on. They had to get in their tour bus because they had to go to the next city. Yeah. And then you just literally saw the bar empty out, and we maybe stuck around for about 30, 40 minutes after that, and just nobody.
See, I find that surprising as a venue. I would think that if your bar's packed at that point, that you'd want to keep all those people there.
Oh, exactly. Like, I don't know why they didn't A, throw on another band, or B, just have the show a little later, because it starts really early. Yeah. It was the same thing with the Rival Sons, but they didn't do the DJ thing because that show literally got...
I think, right? Or Wednesday?
Pardon?
That one was a Wednesday that you guys put on?
It was a Monday because it was when Rival Sons were touring, well, they still are, with Black Sabbath. Yeah. And then with Ozzy's
throat or
whatever happened to him. Rival Sons still wanted to play a show, but they wanted to do it for charity, so they decided to make all the money that they made off of it go to, I think it was Jerry Forbes' Secret Wish. It was for CJ. Yeah. Or if you had your Black Sabbath ticket, the first 50 or 100 people with that ticket got in for free. Oh, okay. But they just wanted to play because they're like, oh, we're in the city, we're here, whatever. So they started it later. I think it was done around like midnight.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that was a fun show. But it was the same thing, though. It was packed, and they kept it rock all night, and the bar stayed busy even for a Monday. Yeah. Because all those people probably had the Tuesday booked off to go to that show with Sabbath. But yeah, no, they kept very busy that entire night. It was nice.
I think part of that is saturation, and part of it is like they're like, I don't think it's a stupid business plan, but it's very like specific, because you go to a lot of rock shows and it's not as packed as like I'm too young to know about the glory days, actually like experience them or whatever, but you hear about rock packing bars till 2 a.m. and that kind of thing like all the time, and I know there's certain venues that are able to pull that off in the city, but it might be a saturation issue. But it's also if you can get 800 people in the bar and get them loaded, and then get another 800 people in the bar and get them loaded with two demographics, business-wise, I think it makes sense. But I think from an artistic perspective, it's kind of frustrating. Yeah. And I think a lot of artists see that.
In a business sense, if you can add more people in. But what I'm saying is, suggested is, if it's filled to capacity, why usher everybody out? Because they're already out, they're already there, they've planned their night. They're probably wanting to spend their money, and wanting to drink, hang out. So why flip it on them almost, right? I mean, I can see it if, they're not drawing, right? And you want to bring in a different demographic later. Yeah. But, I just can't see I just don't see the logic of like, hey, everybody out, show's done.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to put a DJ on. Yeah. Exactly what you can.
And then 10 people come in to watch that DJ, maybe. You're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot, I would imagine.
That's true. Yeah, I guess it depends on the lineup you have, too. If you have like a really strong rock band and then a weak DJ, then you're screwed. But like, I know one band, it was Dead Pretty, and there was the Devon or James Massacre or something like that. Devon Townsend. No, not Devon. The Jamestown Massacre or something like that. Rock band Dead Pretty was supposed to open for them, and then because of the DJ that was booked, Dead Pretty got kicked off the bill like 3 days before. Really? Because they thought that the headliner thought that they were playing at 10 or 11 or something like that, but they were supposed to be on by 8:30 or 9 and be finished by 10:30, and they're like, we have a 2-hour set, that just can't happen. And then so the band was really good and treated them well, but yeah, like definitely those contracts can cause problems and friction, and probably also creates like tension between genres that doesn't really need to be there. Yeah. You can just appreciate art versus like being a rock enthusiast versus an EDM enthusiast, not being able to like coexist. Almost.
I always say somebody should just mix it up. Like somebody should have a split kind of bill.
So like rock band, DJ, rock band, DJ kind of thing.
Or a rock band working with DJ, rock band working with DJ, and mixing it,
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, because if you just have like one set and then the other like right after, sometimes it doesn't work. Because even at the Marquee last night, after the Struts were done, we left. Yeah. Just out of pure instinct, because we expected it to change. So we're like, okay, we're going to go see another show instead.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the one thing I find with this city, though, is I feel like it might be kind of the market we have, like how we were talking about Toronto versus Calgary. I feel like here there's a lot more attention put towards like country bands or DJs or cover bands. Like we do have an awesome rock scene, and like I do love this music scene for what it is, but in comparison to the bigger cities that have a more established rock scene, like it's definitely eye-opening once you experience it for yourself.
Yeah, we haven't experienced it yet, so I can't really say much. But
I would. If you guys ever get the chance, I would definitely suggest it. Yeah, because it's like I said, you play a venue that nobody knows who you are. You got 7 bands playing, and like maybe 2 of them are for Toronto, but you got people lined up around the corner to the point where you can't even get in at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
That would be a pretty surreal feeling.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That just tells me that people still love music.
Yeah, exactly.
And that people are still willing to go out there and, explore and find new bands and, listen to new stuff. Like, I mean, it's good to hear because, Calgary had that at one point, right? But it's, the years have sort of, I think, diminished it a bit. I don't know what happened in the between time because I was in Vancouver, but, it definitely seen it kind of drop and,
Yeah, and like I did the same thing with Scott. I was too young to experience it. I'm only 26, so I definitely didn't get to see that back when like the back alley was still open. I know they used to have several house bands and they just used to pack the place.
Every time. I talked to like drummer or Raps, actually. I think he's been on this a few times. He used to play in a band called Shutter, and they used to like be one of the headliners of back alley, and they would be at capacity. And for a local artist, it's just crazy.
Yeah, like, I do miss that place because I even remember seeing One Bad Sun, and the first time I saw the Rival Sons was there. And you got other bands like Buck Cherry that used to play there, and it would just be absolutely insane to go there.
And locally as well. Like, I mean, the Republic, I mean, I remember going there like probably way before your guys' time, but like things like Red Autumn Fall would pack that place to the point that, you know, you couldn't get in. You just couldn't get in.
Were you talking about the Republic before it moved to Tequila?
It was the Republic where it ended, but the original Republic.
Yeah.
You know.
So they opened, relocated, and then relocated back.
Yeah, they used to be there, and then they relocated, and then they went back. And
it's because for a while they operated out of the old Tequila building.
Yeah.
Because we played
That's
there.
That's right by Night Owl, right? Or no?
No, that was on 17th.
Yeah, 17th, right by Snow Sports, close to the church there.
That venue was great. I mean, the setup was a little weird because you must have played that.
Yeah, we played there.
Yeah, for the prelims for LME.
Yeah, we played there a few times actually. It was one of my favorite stages. Like, definitely a weird setup.
I'll tell you, for me, it's nostalgia because it's, you know, there was so many good bands that went through there. I mean, I think I saw Hole there. I think I saw, you know, Butthole Surfers there, all that kind of stuff. You know, it was a different venue, but I mean, to be honest, the place was a shithole. Yeah. The basement was scary. Like, if you had to go to the bathroom, I would rather go to the alley than go downstairs.
That was actually still the case.
Yeah, it totally was. But yeah, no, I loved that. Yeah. I loved that venue because the first time I ever saw Monster Trucker, the Sheepdogs was there. Yeah. The first real, like, big band we ever opened for was Head of the Herd and Glorious Sons, and that was there too. Yeah. It was just a fun bar to play.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, definitely like the merch area was a little weird and like kind of nook, and then having like 2 levels of bars, like you could tell it was kind of like a converted venue. But
yeah, it was because that used to be Tequila, and where the stage was where they used to have their dance floor and like bubble parties and stuff like that. So I was only of age like a little bit to go there before they changed, but.
Yeah, I saw a few punk bands. I know Alexa on Fire played there, and like Strong Out played there a couple of times. So definitely, like for me, that was a venue. You know, Gallows too. Like, I don't know, bands that I really enjoyed. That was like the place. Mm-hmm. So, and their ownership, they still own the Palomino and they own Flame Central, and like it's all the same kind of thing. So those bands still come here, but that venue definitely, I don't know, for rock was a lot of fun, except for that big pillar in the middle of the floor. Like,
and that was a bad part of it, right? Like the pillar was. If you ever went there for a metal show, you saw guys plow into that, and it's just like, whew, surprised somebody didn't, you know, go out of there a lot different than they came in. But
well, I guess that's kind of like how the back alley used to be. Did you ever see a show at the back alley?
No, I didn't actually.
So you know how the marquee is now. If you walk in from the left door, and there's that bar right there. And there's all those booths. Yeah. Those booths used to be where the stage was. So you would literally have a bar right in front of the stage. Oh, okay. Which made things difficult.
Okay, so that's probably why they reworked their design a little bit. I really like their new layout is really cool. Obviously, I have nothing to compare it to, but Marquee is like a cool setup. And
as far
as I mean, it's always interesting that the pillars, they always seem to put pillars, like even at the Marquee now, they've got pillars.
Yeah, that's true.
Strategically through. I would think you would put it at one end and then have an unobstructed view. And
because it always does it. We always make jokes because being the drummer of the band, I always miss out on photos. So when we open up for the Headstones, Marquee had a photographer, and if you look at them, all the ones of the big band shots, it's
pillar.
I'm the pillar. Yeah, I'm the pillar.
Were you put off to the side, or were you playing behind?
I was put off to.
You were on
stage left. Yeah, I was on the left for Headstones, and then the right for Rival Sons.
Yeah. It's cool to actually play that stage properly, because we've never actually done that. It's always been in a line.
Yeah, the same here, and that makes it weird.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't really mess with your chemistry, but it's like it changes your whole stance that you've been doing for years.
Well, when we did the Headstones, because like I'm very used to like our bassist being on the left of me, which is normal, and then guitarist on the right. Yeah. And when we did the Headstones, it literally went me, singer, guitarist, bassist. And then we did Rival Sons, it was me with the bassist in front, and then singer, guitarist to the other direction. I would love to be able to play on that riser, like properly.
Yeah, it would be really cool.
We're not cool enough to do that yet.
You just have to like offer. JD and I were talking last night about offering free drugs to people coming out, or free booze or something, and then you can get 800 people in a bar for a local band.
Exactly. Done deal. You just gotta have deep.
Yeah, Lloyd was pitching that again before you guys showed up. Take off. He's like, if you put free drugs in a venue, I'm sure it'll be packed.
Oh yeah, exactly.
The moral issues that we'd have to deal with for that, though.
Yeah, but so the concert's coming up
December 13th.
December 13th. Best way to get tickets.
Through the bands. As number one, it supports bands, and it helps. All venues really care about at the end of the day. Like, they don't want you to suck, but they also want you to be able to put people in their bar, really, is what it comes down to. So if they see tickets coming in through local bands, that shows that the bands are working hard to promote and that kind of thing. You can also get them on Ticketmaster and that kind of thing. But definitely if you want to see local bands playing venues like the Gateway or Marquee in the future, buying tickets from the local band really goes a long way. So
it does. Yeah, if you go on the Gateway events page, you can find links to all of our Facebooks.
Yeah, they did actually a good job linking us up.
They did a great job.
Some venues don't care about it.
Because a lot of the times we get messages through our band Facebook page and numbers or addresses and say, hey, give me these tickets, this many, this time. We've got no problem delivering them. So
yeah, if you want to come out and see us, we're more than happy to drive.
So best place to find Open Air on the Facebook
Open Air Rock. We've got SoundCloud Open Air Rock. Instagram Open Air Rock Revival, and our website is weareopenair.com.
And path less traveled,
tpltband.com, and then facebook.com/the path less traveled band. But TPLT band has all the links, and that's easier to remember than we get a hard time for how long our band name is sometimes. We
have a hard time because every outdoor festival in Europe is named Open Air. So if you actually Google us, I wouldn't go that route. Open Air Rock on Facebook.
There you go.
But thanks for coming on, guys.
Thanks for having us.
For sure.
We already lost one camera, so I think we got 2 left. But
cool.
I'm JD, not that you'll see me.
I'm Josh.
I'm Scott, if this one's still working.
See ya.